Hi, this is Linda Peterson, and I am here at the White Plains, New York airport, waiting for my flight. It was delayed, but we are still a go. So while I'm waiting, I wanted to share with you the second day of the Extreme Lifestyle Bootcamp. When we started, we really talked about instead of fake it till you make it, you really instead want to faith it until you make it. And what that means is instead of pretending that you are that person, it's instead you have faith that you will achieve that, and you are moving forward with faith in that goal. And so faith it until you make it. And realizing that the baggage that we carry with us, the worry and the guilt, they're just defeating emotions that they won't help you. And so stop focusing on them. Instead, focus on the actions that you can take, the steps that you can take, and what is within your control. And move forward with those pieces. And if you can't control it, you got to let it go, because it's only holding you back from your goals. This part was really interesting and eye-opening for me when we talked about if you're attending an event, and whether it's Oprah or whether it's a self-development or even a Katy Perry show. Would you pay $99 for the nosebleed section, or would you pay $499 for the VIP section? And initially my feeling was that, what's the difference, right? I'm still in the same arena. I can still hear them fine. And why would I pay more? And as we talked through it more, the realization really set in with me that you are the average of the 5 people you are around. So if we think about the people who would be willing to pay the $499 for the additional VIP, they typically have a different mindset. They recognize that they are worth the investment. They recognize the benefit of the adventure, the journey. Their mindset is different. They typically talk about different things. In the nosebleed section, it's people who might be more apt to complain about their lives, who bring their lunch and complain about the cost of the food, and they don't invest in themselves. So really, it's more for the mindset of the people that you're around and the experience and the journey, and realizing that you're worth the investment, not so much about the cost. And that was really eye-opening. And so for me, it demonstrated to me that I'm still thinking small, and being exposed to people who think big in a different way than I do is how I will really even evaluate that I'm still thinking small. And as entrepreneurs, the more solutions we can create to solve people's problems, the more money will come to us. People are just waiting to give us money. They're waiting for a solution to their problems. And as entrepreneurs, it's up to us to bring that. And so you can manifest greatness in the middle of chaos, because those are simply opportunities. And when we are selling, whether it's a product or a service, we start by selling ourselves. People really judge us based on, are we congruent with our integrity, with our honesty, with our friendliness, likeness, positive outlook? Are we energetic? If we're congruent and they believe in us, that is really the first step of a buying decision, because if we have to position ourselves correctly, and once we do that, then really the price doesn't matter, because people buy when they feel good, when they trust us. And so the very first step in the buying decision is that everybody has this universal order. You have to address their fears, their anxieties, and the blocks that they have. And only when we do that, we can move through the 5 buying decisions. The 5 buying decision starts with who to buy from, which is us. We have to make them believe in us. And then the next is the company or the product or the service. Because you want to sell them on the vision, you want to sell them on the value, because once they're sold on, yes, they want to be with us, yes, they want to be with that company, then and only then do you move into the product. Once you explain the product, and only when they're comfortable and ready to go, then do you even bring up the price. Because the reality is sometimes the price doesn't matter. If they're completely sold on the vision and on us, the price doesn't matter. And then it just becomes a matter of when. And talk about to them as to, now that you've made the decision, when is the right time? And highly effective people go from decision to action instantaneously. So sometimes the customer will make up an objection. to cover for the lack of a relationship. And when we see objections, for example, the price, after they've already gone through the steps and now they're at the price, that should be a red flag to us. That should tell us that we moved through the process too fast, and that the objection is typically a smokescreen because we didn't cover or define the value about us or about the company well enough, and we didn't find the vision. And so if you find yourself in that situation, don't fight the smokescreen, because as you know, if we're throwing punches in smoke, it doesn't get anywhere. It doesn't solve the problem. Recognize that you've skipped the steps. And really, people want to feel good. So have them at hello. Make them feel like they're home. Create the community that makes them feel good. People buy when they feel good. So make them feel good. Make them love you. Make them want you. And don't be so anxious, obviously. Sometimes when you make it seem like you're too anxious, then they're in the driver's seat. And they will have a tendency, even if they buy, they won't stay connected. So sometimes you might actually need to deny them and make them demand that they want you or your product. So when you have a roadblock in your life, you can choose to either think, I can't do this because of this. And the people who persevere, the people who are the most successful, because we all get roadblocks, are the ones that instead say, I will do this despite that roadblock. I will get there despite that roadblock, and find a way. Pull out your resources, pull your innovation out, your brainstorming, and find a way. And here is a good concept. So as a parent, we always want to spend every moment with our children. We want to connect with them and be with them. And so sometimes we work these 9-to-5 jobs so that we can be with them every day. Instead, what happens is, we're around them, but we're so busy being just over broke in our JOB that we don't have quality time with them. We're around them, but we don't have quality time with them. We don't connect with them. We don't have experiences with them. And as entrepreneurs, we have the opportunity to, yes, we might be away for a week working hard, but then the next week we can spend an entire week at Disney World having genuine connection. And so therefore it's quality over quantity. And that shift will really allow us as parents to be okay with that movement. And when we are prospecting, whether it's sellers, buyers, and associates that we want to enroll, if you've heard of the Chinese bamboo, the first year it doesn't really grow. The second year, maybe a leaf. The third year, maybe a little more. The fourth year, it grows like 6 inches, and the fifth year, it grows 22 feet. When you make connections, contacts with prospects, sometimes it's the same way. Your first contact, you get 2% close rate. Second contact, you get another 1% cumulative at 3%. Your third contact, 5%. After your fourth contact, it jumps up double to 10%. But yet, at your 5th through 12th contacts, you can get 80% close rate. And if you go beyond that, 13 to 15, 95%. Now granted, if it's a small product, small price point, you might look at your return on investment for your time, but continue it, be persistent. That's what makes the difference. And in closing, if you don't have the credibility yet, if you don't have the experience yet, stand on the shoulders of giants. Leverage their credibility until you have enough of your own. And again, that's faith it till you make it, not faking it, because you're leveraging their genuine credibility and you're genuinely connected with them. So in ending, when people buy, it's because they like, know, and trust you. So be clear and congruent in who you are, and the world is yours for the taking. All right, this is Linda Peterson. Hope that helped you, and have a great day. Take care.